All right, today we're going to be practicing haikus, and I'm going to have you guys write some. So I wanted to show you a little bit about them so that you would be prepared when you write yours. So a haiku is just a little short poem. It only has 3 lines, and those lines are broken up by syllables. So we have 5, 7, 5 syllables in a haiku. So we have the first stanza here, which is the whole haiku. These are 3 separate haikus. So the first haiku says, I am first with 5. So if we think about it, I am first with 5. That's 5 syllables. The second line is going to have 7 syllables. Then 7 in the middle. And the third line has 5 syllables again. 5 again to end. So we have 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and 5 syllables in the third line. And that's the whole entire poem. It's just 3 lines with 5, 7, 5 syllables. So that one is a little reminder poem to help you know what the syllables are in a haiku. I am first with 5, then 7 in the middle, 5 again to end. So we have 2 more haikus here before we practice writing one. The first one says, well, technically the second one we have here, says green and speckled legs. That's 5 syllables. Hop on logs and lily pads. That's 7 syllables. Splash in cool water. So what do you think that is? See if you can figure it out. What are they talking about? Green and speckled legs. Hop on logs and lily pads. Splash in cool water. That's a haiku about frogs. Yep. They're green and speckled legs. They hop on logs and lily pads and they splash in cool water. All right, the next one is, again, kind of like a riddle. You're trying to figure out what it is. In a pouch I grow, on a southern continent, strange creatures I know. So what grows in a pouch? What's a southern continent? And it's kind of a strange creature. See if you can figure it out. That's right, it's a kangaroo. So we have 5 syllables in the first line. In a pouch I grow. That's 5 syllables. 7 syllables in the second line. On a southern continent. Seven syllables. And the third line should be back to 5 syllables. Strange creatures I know. Strange creatures I know. So as you're coming up with yours, I want you to be clapping it out. Try to figure it out by clapping and making sure that you have the right syllables. So as I write a haiku, I'm going to be thinking about what I want to write about. So you could reveal what you're writing about, or you can make it a mystery like those second 2 haikus. So I'm going to tell you right off the bat what I'm writing about. Mrs. Cobble is. So the first line has to have 5 syllables. The second line is going to have 7 syllables. So what if I say a kind, and that's 3, a kind and thoughtful, let's see, a kind and thoughtful principal. So how many is that? A kind and thoughtful principal. Yeah, that's 8 syllables. So as I'm writing this, I'm kind of brainstorming. I wrote out what I thought might be a good answer or a good line, but now I realized I have to cut 1 syllable out. So I'm going to cut the word A out. So now it just says Mrs. Cobble is, that's 5. Kind and thoughtful principal, that's 7. And now we need 5 again. So I'm thinking about maybe like this. She is nice to me. That's 5. She is nice to me. So as you're writing it out, it's kind of like a sentence that's broken into syllables, but when you're thinking about it and you're brainstorming it, you can cut words out. If I think about this as a sentence, Mrs. Cobble is kind and thoughtful principal, we need the article A in there for it to be an actual sentence. But in poetry, you can cut out words and you can still get your point across. So just like these ones down here aren't actual sentences. Green and speckled legs hop on logs and lily pads, splash in cool water. They don't say they splash in cool water or also they splash in cool water. They don't have to be a complete sentence. because it's poetry. So you get to be creative and you get to cut words out that you don't think are as necessary. So I want you to look at your Google form and you're going to write me, I think, at least one or two haikus. We'll see what the Google form says. So go write me some. It shouldn't take you crazy long because it's only 3 lines, but make sure that your syllables are correct. Maybe ask a parent to check it just to double check. Make sure that you clap. You're at home, so no one's going to know if you're clapping out your syllables. Good luck.